This is Sean Plouffe from Hitterish.com. Today I want to talk to you about dropping the back shoulder. This is something that we were all taught very young, to swing level and keep our level shoulders and don't drop the back shoulder or collapse, wherever you want to put it. If you study the video enough, you start to realize that no major league hitter ever has swung with level shoulders. They all drop the back shoulder to some degree. This is not a one-time thing. This is not just an inside pitch that he's tied up on. This is how he hits. This is Alex Rodriguez, and he's tilting the shoulders and he's getting that back shoulder level with the height of the baseball. You know, the best hitters ever are not just home run hitters. They're the best line drive hitters in the world. And we need to be looking at their movements and what they're doing in order to really maximize our own ability to hit line drives. So this is Alex Rodriguez dropping the shoulder to get level with the pitch. And I want to tell you, this doesn't mean if you're a coach, jump into a lesson and tell the kid to drop their shoulder. What I tell kids is make the shoulders level with the height of the pitch, right? So the higher the pitch is, the more level the shoulders will be. Let's take a look at some more guys here. Here's Manny. And he's one of the guys that in his on-deck process and in his practice swings, you'll see really get the shoulder down there and level with the pitch. And you see in the game swing, that's exactly what he does, is he drops his shoulder down in there and he's able to really level out with the pitch and get behind it. What happens is if you level out the shoulders, your swing will come over the baseball. So this feel of kind of getting behind and underneath, that's really how you stay inside the baseball. Here's Trout. Again, we want to level out with the height of the pitch, right? So that means when we get this low pitch, it means getting behind it, digging it out, and keeping this ball off the ground. That's how a high-level hitter does what he does, is you go down and get this ball instead of rolling over and grounding out and trying to keep the shoulders level, right? This is about as steep a swing as you can possibly have. But in doing that, in creating this steep path, you also get through the ball. You're behind the ball, you're through the ball, and you can hit to all fields. This is something that you'll see in a lot of guys that make contact very steep like this. They stay through the ball. They stay inside the ball. They can hit to all fields. Right? Joey Votto is another example. Really dropping down in there behind the baseball. That's as far tilted as your shoulders can possibly get. Right? Some people would call this collapsing on the backside or trying to hit the ball in the air. But again, yes, this ball goes in the air. This is not a one-time thing. This is how he hits on every swing he takes. Votto, A-Rod, Cabrera, all of them. Dropping their back shoulder to match the height of the pitch and keep the ball off the ground. Here's a good view of it. This ball went 471 feet. And I want to stress again, this is not just for home runs. Literally, a half an inch difference makes this a line drive. Okay, so take this shoulder tilt it a little bit less, tiny bit more level, you have a line drive. This ball is squared up and driven as far as it can go. And I'm all for hitting line drives, but there's also value to hitting the ball as far as you possibly can. These high school kids that can't hit home runs yet, there'll be a day where they need to hit the ball out of the park. You know, if they have dreams of playing Division I college ball or professionally, it's our job as coaches not to limit them, right? I can remember as a player going to a scouting bureau tryout, and they put you through fielding drills, and if you're good enough at the fielding drills, they'll keep you around and they'll watch you hit. And I can remember hitting my round, a bunch of line drives into the outfield. And I can remember the scout. And I can remember the scout telling me, "Thanks for coming out." Basically said, "Okay, you're done. Thanks for coming out." And I know why he said it. It's because I couldn't hit the ball out of the ballpark, or I didn't hit the ball out of the ballpark. There'll be a day where you're judged on your ability to hit the ball out, and you better be able to do it. You better be able to square up the baseball and produce a trajectory that's advantageous at the next level. Buster Posey. This is not a one-time thing. This is how they hit. This is how you stay inside the baseball, and this is also how you hit line drives. Derek Jeter, right? Going down, getting this pitch, and keeping it off the ground. Let's take a look at some more swings here. Again, Manny with his on-deck process. And this is something that's different than what you'll typically see. You'll see guys swing down and chop at the ball and do all sorts of things. This thought process is part of what allowed him to be so good, keeping this triangle shape in the arms and really aiming for this kind of contact position where the hands stay up, the shoulders drop down to level with the pitch, and we can really stay tight with this swing rather than dropping the hands down and leveling out the swing. All right, so here's an example of level shoulders. Look how high the pitch is, right? This pitch is shoulder high, and on this swing, it makes sense to keep the shoulders level, right? Now, this is not a strike. A typical strike zone in the major leagues nowadays is basically waist to knees, right? So that means on every single strike that's ever hit in the big leagues, someone's dropping their shoulder to level with that pitch. Again, this is just how they hit. This is how it's done. Let's take a look at this here. Gets to a lot of really nice positions. And look how far down he's dropped his shoulder. Now, this is a thigh-high pitch. And looks like middle out to outside half of the plate. And he's dropped his shoulder as far as it can possibly go. Look how far tilted his shoulders have gotten. His front shoulder went up, the back shoulder went down. And I'm saying this is not only not a bad thing, this is a very good thing. Because instead of the shoulders opening up sideways, the shoulders have tilted forward and backwards. And this allows you to keep that tension that you've created by firing the lower half first, and allows you to really stay on the ball, stay behind the ball. If you were to level out your swing, you'd eventually pull off the ball. Gary Sanchez. Again, this ball isn't a strike. It's all the way up in the zone, and look how far dipped his shoulders got. Same kind of move as we saw with A-Rod. And this is a ball chest high, right? And again, this isn't a pop-up. This ball is squared up for a home run. If you guys like what you heard, subscribe to the channel. This has been Sean Plouffe from Hitterish.com. Catch you next time.